People look at me and they see a man who made it. I'm 60 years old, retired, living in a condo that's cleaner than a surgical ward, and I have enough money in the bank to do whatever I damn well please. And for a long time, that was enough. After 30 years of being a husband, a father, and a businessman, after 30 years of building a life for everyone except myself, I finally had the space to just be Michael. When the divorce was finalized 4 years ago, I didn't see it as a tragedy. I saw it as a prison break. I remember those first months, walking around the apartment in nothing but my underwear, eating cereal over the sink at 2 a.m. because I could. No explanations, no negotiations, no discussions about paint colors, thermostats, or why there are 6 different mustard bottles in the refrigerator. The silence wasn't lonely then. It was intoxicating. It sounded like freedom. The truth is that I loved my wife. That's the part people don't understand. I really did. I wasn't trapped in a loveless marriage. I loved her. I respected her. I built a family with her. But love evolves. What starts as passion sometimes becomes partnership. What starts as romance sometimes becomes responsibility. And somewhere along the way, I realized I was playing a role I could perform well, but never fully inhabit. Leaving wasn't about escaping her. It was about finally meeting myself. And for a while, that discovery was enough. I joined the apps. I went to gay campgrounds. I met people. I enjoyed the attention. I enjoyed realizing that at 60, I was still visible. After getting relief on my sexual pressure, after the excitement, after the flirting, after the sex, the adrenaline wears off, something else started happening. I would come home, close the door, and the apartment would become very, very quiet. Not peaceful quiet, fridge compressor quiet. The kind of quiet that starts asking uncomfortable questions. Last Tuesday, I sat in the dark with a glass of wine and suddenly thought, if I stopped breathing right here, how long would it take for someone to notice? That isn't sadness, that's logistics. And suddenly, I realized that my retirement account was healthy. My investments were healthy. My savings were healthy. But my human account? The one that requires somebody to know I'm still breathing? That account was severely overdrawn. I've tried solving the problem. I even tried having a roommate. That experience taught me something important. I don't want a roommate. I want a ghost who pays half the electric bill and stays out of my sight. At the beginning, it was great. Then he started existing. That was the problem. My peace is valuable because I fought for it. I don't want to be alone. But I also don't want my life invaded. For 30 years, I compromised on everything from vacation destinations to wall colors. Now that I finally have the walls exactly how I want them, I'm terrified. Some man is going to walk in here and hang a neon sign. Or worse, a beanbag chair. Then there are younger men. And let me be honest, I enjoy their company. There is a vitality there that feels contagious. For a moment, you stop feeling 60. You start feeling 45. Maybe 43 after a couple of drinks. But then another question starts creeping in. Do they want me? Or do they want what I built? Do they see Michael? Or do they see retirement accounts, stability, and a nice condo? My scamdar starts beeping. Not because I think everyone is dishonest, but because nobody wants to be desired for the wrong reasons. At 60, you become very aware of the difference between being desired and being loved. Being desired feels exciting. Being loved feels safe. The problem is that one is much easier to find than the other. I've met men I genuinely liked, men who made me wonder whether there could be something more. But every time things started getting serious, I pulled back. Not because they did something wrong, because I did. I know exactly what commitment costs. I've already paid that bill once. 30 years of compromise teaches you something. Love is beautiful. Love is also work. And sometimes I wonder whether I'm afraid of another relationship or afraid of becoming someone I no longer want to be. Maybe the question was never sex or love. Maybe that's the wrong question all along. Because I still love sex. I'm 60, not deceased. But lately I've noticed something changing. The excitement fades. The connection lingers. Sometimes I think I want a boyfriend. I find myself wanting somebody to travel with. Not because I need help carrying luggage, because sunsets are better when someone else is standing beside you. Then I spend an entire weekend doing exactly what I want, when I want, eating whatever I want, and watching whatever I want. No compromises, no negotiations, no discussions about where to eat dinner or what movie to watch. And I think to myself, Michael, you've been cured. This is perfect. This is exactly the life you fought for. Then Tuesday arrives. The apartment gets quiet. The wine glass comes out. The refrigerator starts humming in the background. And suddenly I find myself browsing flights to cities I don't even want to visit. Not because I care about the destination, but because I miss the idea of somebody sitting in the seat next to me. I find myself wanting somebody to have dinner with, not because I can't cook, because some conversations taste better than the food. That's when I realize that maybe I don't miss having a relationship. Maybe what I miss is having a witness to my life. Someone who notices when I'm happy. Someone who notices when I'm struggling. Someone who knows I'm still here without me having to announce it. And that's the part that keeps me wondering whether what I'm looking for isn't sex or even love, but companionship. And companionship is different from romance, different from marriage, different from sex. It's the quiet comfort of knowing there is another human being somewhere in the world who would notice if you disappeared. My children and grandchildren love me, but they have their own lives, and they should. I'm not looking for someone to take care of me. I'm looking for someone to share the weight of living. The older I get, the more I notice something else. Time. Not death. Time. When I was 40, life felt unlimited. At 60, life feels precious. Not because there's less of it, because I finally understand its value. And that changes the equation. You stop asking who is exciting. You start asking who is peaceful. You stop asking who is attractive. You start asking who is trustworthy. You stop asking who can impress you. You start asking who can sit beside you in silence. Maybe the real question isn't whether older gay men want sex or love. Maybe we want both. Maybe we want companionship. Maybe we want intimacy. Maybe we want someone worth risking our carefully constructed lives for. Someone who understands that we aren't looking to be rescued. We're looking to be understood. I'm not done being independent, but I might be done being the only person in my life. This is The Inner Closet. Hit that subscribe button. If you're sitting in your own quiet apartment, wondering whether you're looking for a thrill, a partner, or simply someone who understands your silence, you are not alone. Leave a comment and tell me, are you still eating cereal over the sink at 2 a.m.? Or have you already started setting the table for 2?